I've lost the books. I don't know where they are. Friends, welcome back to the channel. Sarah from Ink and Hue Colouring here. Welcome to part 2 of our colour along in Fragile World by Kerby Rosanes. This is a real-time guided colour along, so we're doing the whole thing together, comments and all of that. So in case you didn't join me for part 1, this is Brian. I've named him Brian. I don't know why. So I will link part 1 below if you haven't seen that one already. What we did in that video is we based everything in Derwent Inktense and a couple of Albrecht Durers. I've got them over here. All of this is in the description as well. And we used a Holbein pencil for some wax resistance. And now we're going to go over the top with our Neocolor 2s for the water and hopefully most of the elements. If you joined me for part 1 as well, you'd know that my aim is to have most of this page in water-soluble mediums and then just a little bit of pencil work. We'll see how we go. I do have my Neocolor 2s all in front of me in their little trays that they live in, and I've also got my swatch sheet as well. So I'll zoom you in and we'll get started. So like I was saying in part 1, I do want to use Neocolor 2 for this, and I'm going to use a technique that I've seen by Joanna Stone, and her channel is Joanna Stone's Creative Corner. I will link that down below if you don't follow her already. And she uses a technique where she sharpens them and the shavings land on the page, and then she uses a brush and she blends those out together. So we're going to have a go at that because I would like to deepen up the colors that we already have. So we've got teals, teal blues, a little bit of green, and a little bit of like a blue purpley color. And I think we'll use Neocolor 2 for other parts as well, but we'll just do a bit of a different technique. So for this technique, I've just got a couple of things. I have a cloth, which is left over from last video, a little bit of water, and I've got some ink brushes. Well, I'd call them ink brushes, but yeah, you can use them for anything, as we're going to look at today. I've got my Neocolor 2 chart here, so I'm looking at using for the water these type of greens, maybe that one, some of these, maybe the royal blue, maybe the indigo, something along these 2 rows. And I have them all here in front of me, so all of my Neocolor 2s are grouped by color in these little drawers. So I think what we're going to do, I'm just looking at the colors that I've got on there already, and I think Malachite green is one that I'd really like to use. So this is very much a teal green. I would say that it matches the green aquamarine in the Derwent Inktense. This color always looks a little bit more blue on the camera than it does to the eye. So just so you are aware, a lot of these colors do that. So as you probably know, cameras have a bit of trouble picking up the exact same colors as our eyes do. They've just got a bit of a different, how do you call it? Like, yeah, they just interpret it differently. So I'm looking at that, and that's quite a dark teal. So we're going to have a go at shaving that. So we'll start with a Malachite green, and I've got a pencil sharpener. And this is a great way for me to try to sharpen some of my crayons that are looking a little bit blunt and not have to discard the shaving. So this is my green tub, and I'm going to search for the Malachite green. That's the greenish blue right there. Probably saw it before I did. So it doesn't need, like, it's not too bad, and it should fit in there. So I'll give it a go. And actually first I might put some paper behind. Let's do that because I will be brushing outwards. So I'm just using my normal scrap bits of paper that I use, and we'll just do one page at a time. I think I'm quickly running out of space here, so I'm going to try and shift everything out of the way. Okay, so let's start with our Malachite green, and yeah, so that's in the Neocolor 2. They do have numbers on them, and that is number 180. What I'm going to do is try and shave it to here. You could scribble this on if you don't want to sharpen them, but I'm going to, for the sake of the exercise, and I might, because that's got a bit of a kink to it, so I'm going to have to, maybe I could have grabbed a clip or something. Maybe a bit of blue tack, if I've got blue tack. I do keep a little ramekin of assortment of things, and I do have blue tack in there. So let me just stick a bit of that down. I'll see if this actually holds. Sometimes it's, haha, Great. So handy. You always got to have blue tack. Right, let's give this a go. I've never done this before, so we're flying by the seat of our pants. Let's see if it will actually... No. See if I've got like a bigger sharpener. Oh no, here we go. I'm getting a little bit off. It's mainly by the corners. Let's just, let me see if I've got a bigger one. I do have a Staedtler one that's bigger. If this doesn't work, I'm just going to use a craft knife. That'll be fine as well. So, let's try it this way. Oh, it's much better. Great. That works. Sharpening. Whoop. That's all right. I'm going to push those around before I activate them. Kind of just going to sharpen it over the area where I want it to be-ish, and yeah, I can push everything around. Whoa, that's a fair bit of chunk there. There we go, getting nice and sharp. And I've probably got paper in there somewhere. I'm going to have to dig that out. There's a bit of paper there. Yeah, I should have done that first, Sarah. Good job. That's all right. That's a bit of paper there. We're all good. Okay, so I'm going to use, maybe let's use the bigger brush. Dip it in some water. And then, because I don't want too much water, I'm just gonna get a lot of it off with a cloth. And look how pink that is. That is from other ink. Let's put that one to the side. That one was when I used some ink and I got rid of it with alcohol, and clearly I haven't got all of it off, so that would be fine if I was using pink. Maybe we could actually use it when I'm using the purple. All right, let's see how this goes. This might be a little bit too small, but we'll roll with it. Let's just push it around a little bit, and this might get a little bit messy. We'll see how we go. Just kind of brush a little bit up. Feel free to have me on ×2 if I'm just taking way too long for you. And let's start just to... Yeah, nice. See how we're getting that pencil that we put on in part 1? The Holbein wax pencil, because I wanted to keep some highlights. Yeah, nice. You could just lightly... And if there's any areas that are too dark, we can just get a cloth and we can remove some. That'll be fine. Probably not seeing that. There we go. Some up in the corner. Around the blue tack. All right, let's get that in the water. I've potentially put too much shavings on. Might have to see if I can collect it somehow. But it is looking a lot darker, which is good, because that was one of my aims, was to enhance that. And we may as well, all the shavings that I've got on the page, I'm just going to pick them up and we'll use them for the other side. We can do that just fine. A little bit there. I'm actually glad we used this brush instead. looking nice and blue. Blue. All right, let's start up here. The corners. Make some room for the other side. Maybe I don't need to worry about a bit of paper too much for now. Might be all right. Just picking more of it up from the other side and putting it on the brush. I'm glad we've done that. Yeah, that wax resist is looking good. Let's put a little bit in the middle here. Might need a little bit more water soon. I do want to check how we're going for bleed through on that other side because it is damper than this side. However, there's still a lot of shavings on it and I don't want all that to go everywhere. So we'll check it in a sec. But so far looking good. Let's get a bit down here. We just need a bit up the top now. And a little bit up here. I've just moved the paper while we sort that out. Okay, looking pretty good. What I would like to do, I've still got some bits stuck here, so I need to get those off. I kind of want to maybe make that a bit lighter, potentially. So I'm going to get a cloth. Okay, damp cloth. I've actually just sprayed this with water rather than run it under the tap because I'm just conscious of not having too much. And I don't want to wreck the page. You've just got to be so careful. So I am lifting a little bit up. Yeah, I don't want to. Yeah, that's gonna. I'm just gonna be really careful with that. That's okay. Because I've seen Joanna do it really well, and I feel like I'm not. So I'm gonna leave that. We can fix that up a bit later. Now for our next color, I'm probably just gonna leave the shavings that are there because you know, like we might be able to mix them in. I'll just push them up a little bit off Brian here. All right, what other color are we going to use? I think let's go a little bit of indigo blue now. This is number 139. Now this is very dark color, so I'm going to try and just shave off the least amount possible. So disclaimer, again, I'm trying this for the first time. We're experimenting here. And yeah, you can see like this has got some funky shapes going on, and I should be able to avoid the paper. A little bit there. Need my blue tack back for this page. So chuck that there. Let's go a little bit up there. And I might just have a tiny bit there. And then we'll work on the other side. We'll just have this for now. That will do, donkey. Okay, the brush is quite damp from last time, so we'll just roll with that. And we'll just bring a bit out. Bit up there. Bring that through. Sorry, you didn't see that. Do have some shavings on here that I can grab. In the corner. This is just looking a bit splodged. We'll see if I can fix it at some point. Okay, I have so many shavings to contend with, so I might just pick some up, drop them. But hey, hopefully, yeah, I'm going to try and have as little wastage as I can, but yeah, we'll see. That was cool, that part. I think I like the left-hand side of the page more than I do the right-hand side. Right, picking up more shavings. See, yeah, we've got the white coming through. I didn't put any there, but so it's good that the white pencil is working. That's great news. That's what we want to hear. Let's pop a bit of that in there, and I'm just going to be careful that I don't get stuff on the other page that is nice and finished. Where else do we need to go? Let's go a bit down the bottom here. Got a little bit on the brush. Go down that way. Bit there. And let's go to the top of the page, and then I think we're good for the indigo colour. Pick some up from the top there, still got some. Let's go a bit here. I think, yeah, we'll use our pencil to define some shadows around the lily pad leaves. We could also use watercolour paint if we wanted to, but might not be necessary. I'm just gonna try and fix this one up a little bit. It's just a bit thingy, but I might just have to live with that ugly bit. That's fine. I'll live with ugly bits. Okay. Let's find another colour. How about I zoom you out? That's a bit better. Okay, let's go grass green. This is number 220. Not that I don't know, I don't really go by the numbers. Now, for this, I might just, oh no, it'll be all right. Let's just do like a tiny bit there. Even pick some up. Drop it elsewhere. Could use tweezers for this. So a little bit there. Bit there. Bit over. Oh, that's a lot. Okay. That's all we need. Gonna sprinkle some down the bottom there. Okay. Bit at the top. Let's use our smallest brush. Let's do that. Wipe that off. Smallest brush. Oh, and I'm picking up purple there. That's nice. That's not what I want, but we'll go with it. Can kind of send that around a little bit. Yeah, that's nice, isn't it? Oh, I like that. Yeah, nice brush. Good choice. Make good choices, everyone. Bit in there. Let's do a bit, and let's like follow some of the lines we've got going here. If I could just pick up some colour, let's chuck a bit in there. Bit there. Flow a bit around here. Somehow. Get that around. Wiping off my brush, I'm just deloading it. Getting it ready again. Might have to come through with my brush and see if I can pick some bits up. Up the top. Drag some through there, connect it up. If we can like, no, it's kind of stuck. I'll have to maybe scrape that off somehow. Getting bits that are stuck. I'll probably just use my fingernail, that'll be all right. Bit of green up here if I can grab it, please. Oh, more purple. It's all right, we'll use it, smush it out, it'll be right. Cool. It's looking good. Just that bit there, I'll be really pushing it if I try and, I'll let it dry and I'll see what I can do, but I might just have to leave it and we'll just deal with it. That is looking good. I think I want one more colour, and that being turquoise blue. Let's do a bit of that. The question is, will I shave it or draw it on? Let's scribble it on. And I'll see if that'll mix in. Yeah. Just trying to like fill in some gaps. Arguably we could have done it this way because I've done it this way before, but I really wanted to try the sharpen because there was some that I wanted to sharpen anyway, so, but hey. Both ways are good. How dry is that yet? I'll wait till it dries a little bit and then I shall see if I can apply some like white or something like that. A little bit, it's just a tiny bit there, down the bottom. Bit here. Oh, I forgot to shave there with the green, that's all right, we'll mix those together. Grab a bit of green while we're at it, a bit of blue. Okay, the ears a little bit of, over here is looking a bit sparse, so we'll just mix that together, and we're getting green too. There was some on the brush. Oh gee, it kind of looks good. Well, no, it does look good. Fill it in with a bit of colour as well. Bit up there. I do want to leave some white bits. Because yeah, it's nice to have a bit of variance, I think. As that almost at a point where I could try that. Let's leave that for now. I'll just clean my brush because I think it's time to, let's give Brian a bit of colour. And I'm just looking at my chart. We could go this orange because I kind of want him to be a little bit more vibrant than he is. We could also add in some saffron at some point. Maybe a bit of English red and ochre. I've got some nice up here as well. So let's start with the orange. And I'm just going to draw it on, I reckon. I can find it in my little, that's fast orange. Orange. Okay. Orange. And that number is 030. So I can kind of imagine him having a bit of orange around here. Get some colour in his shadows. Bit up there. We'll start with that. We'll see what that looks like. I do want to give him some pink as well. He needs a little bit of pink. Okay, do I have a clean brush? That's the question. Yes, I do. Okay, let's go, Brian. Show us what you got. Oh, nice. Just richening up these colours a little bit. And I do want us to keep this highlight kind of there, so I won't go too far into that area. Let's keep up with our orange. Let's just work our way across. Look at the difference between how this orange, it's like we're a little bit flat because that was our first layer. This is the second one and it's like popping. It's just a bit of, I mean, he could have a bit of green, but I want warm colours. I want pink. Could even go a bit of the flame red, which is like a very orangey orange, very red orange, I should say. Let's just do a bit here too, because I feel like this is just too brown in this section. Let's put a bit up there. Oh, this is good. I really just wanted to avoid using pencil on such a large subject. Ah, do not have time for that. Well, I do, but CBF. And it's good using different mediums as well, because I'm mainly a pencil girly and I always will be. So it's just nice to occasionally just bring out the other things so that I don't just have them sitting there. You know, these are art consumables, not art stayables. Not art not usables. I definitely think the scribble it on and then do this is more natural to me. The other way is cool, but maybe I should have done it if I was doing like a whole page. But it still looks good. I feel like I've just got shavings everywhere that I'm going to have to pick off when they're dry. But you never know unless you do it. And that's the thing. You got to get in there and you got to have a crack to be able to figure out what you like and what you don't like. You might just have to have a bit of green on you, mate. That's all right. Let's get a bit down there. I've got another dog hair. Dog hair galore. Let's just get some more water on this thing. Okay. Starting from the head. There we go. Your little noggin. Jeez, he's looking good. I'm really happy with how he's looking. So great. Okay, next color that I want to try is, let's get something that's like as close to this bright color as possible. I don't feel like I need to go a transition color at all. And if I bring up my little swatch chart, probably Sahara yellow, even flesh, or I think that's called like desert rose now because flesh is not just that. Let's go Sahara yellow, I think. And that is this one, number 521. I'll just go over the spots, it's fine. We can fix the spots up later. We can use some white as well if we need to add in more highlights. I can kind of see how I did a lot of detail with the white pencil and then not as much over here. We can tweak that It's all good. Okay. Thingy. Here we go. Get in there. I can kind of see the marks on the black spots. And it's kind of easy to see what's blended in and what hasn't. That feels a bit dry. Let's just get that a bit damp again. The good thing about using the Derwent Inktense underneath is you can't really reactivate them. You might be able to reactivate like 5 or 10% of it, but certainly not all of it. But yeah, I'm just doing this Sahara yellow over the top just to get rid of like the wateriness that we can find with the first layer. And he's looking good. That's, yeah, this section's looking really great. I don't feel like I need to do the tail right now. How's this? That is dry. Let's try and fix that. How am I going to fix that? Let's grab some white. White. Scribble a little bit on. And I'll see if I can just whiten it up a little bit. If it doesn't work, it's fine. I just want to try. And going in with this smaller one again. Half of me's tipping it's not really going to work because these are water soluble. So I'll just lift up what I can. Yeah, maybe. I think it's improved. We don't have any. We'll let that dry. We'll come back to that. Okay, what I want to do is, because Brian to me is looking a little bit one color. He's got some really good shading going on. We've got like a really good curve of his body and around here, and we will do a lot of detail work around the face with pencil. I do want to have a pop of pink, maybe coming up there, a bit there, maybe hints of it on the face. And I kind of want to match this pink. So let's go with what says is purple. I'm like, someone made a comment as well. They were kind of like, yeah, I get confused when I see that purple and it looks pink as well. It's like, have we been gaslit to believe that like, that's purple? It's like, oh, who knows? Anyway, I'm sure there's a reason. We're going to go with this purple labeled looking pink. And that is this one. And that is number 090. I don't usually put the Neocolor numbers on the screen. So that's pretty dry. Let's see if we can get some pink in there. See how vibrant we can get that. If not, we'll use colored pencil. I just want something, like he just needs a bit of something. I think I said this in part 1. I love it when, you know, if I see other people do like just a big one color, I'm like, oh, that looks amazing. But when I do it, I get a bit of a twitch. So, okay. A little bit there. Let's just wipe off because it is lifting up, which was going to. So let's thinking. Yeah, we'll have to use pencil for that. That's fine. Good to know. You're probably like, we knew it was going to do that. I'm going to add some orange back. Yeah, we'll use pencil. we could use Inktense, but it's probably going to reactivate the Neocolor 2 that's already there. So yes, let's go pencil. Anyway, he still looks good. Still looks great. What else do we want to do? Now I think I am happy with how everything's looking. Actually, let's grab this orange again. I will just fix his tail up in the corner. Here we go. On you, Brian, you're looking great. Let's add a bit more orange underneath. There, bring that outwards. Okay, I've got no bleed through on that one. No, I don't. That's good. Cool. We can certainly add more pencil. Now I would like to just do some more Neocolor 2 work, but do some detail in the Lilypads, and I might use like my water brushes for this. So I might zoom you back in. So I've got a lot of this stuff that's kind of stuck there now, but I'm going to try with my water brushes to get that off, or blend that in as much as I can. And I use, as you would have seen in part 1, I have 2 of the Arteza brushes that I rotate between. So this is the smallest one. This is like my main one that I use maybe 80% of the time. Then I've got like a second one, which is the size up. And it's actually good for big spaces like this, but it releases a lot of water and it is quite noticeable. I haven't really had any issue with this paper, but you got to be really careful. So let's start with this one, and let's actually see if I can get some of this to like blend out. Oh, it's kind of stuck there. I might have to just, oh no, it's kind of doing it. We'll deal with that later. Okay, in terms of greens, I'll work on some shadows. So the darkest green that we have is this one. You can mix them on a palette. You could mix Payne's grey with a bit of green, but we'll just go with the dark green on its own. And that is this one here, 229. Let's try the bigger brush actually, because it has a taper off to it. And I'll have my cloth nearby. So what I'm going to do, and I won't do it over the page because it might splotch it, but I'm going to like pull and the colour from there. So I'll do it like that, but I'm going to do it off the camera. And I'm rotating the crayon. You might be able to see this in the corner, rotating the crayon. What I want to do is just like a little bit of less water on that, just a bit of shadow, and that is way too much water. I'm switching brushes. That's better. Just kind of want like a bit of like a painterly feel to it. Get some shadows. Again, I'm going to get more on my brush. Dot it around. And we can use pencil over the top to smooth some of it out if it's too painterly for the painty club. But for now, it's kind of what I want. You could do this with the Inktense as well. If you want to, so just a bit of that. I think I was saying at the start that I do want this to kind of look very painterly. I'm overusing that word, I apologise. But because we use so much Inktense in part 1, I'm a little bit like, let's not. We can go back in and just dab some of that out. And it's not going to reactivate the Inktense because, like I said before, oh, I like that. It's really nice. It's fun. I should do, I've seen so many people do Layla Dooley stuff with just water-soluble mediums. I base with Derwent Inktense for her work. And it always comes looking out mighty fine. Wow, it always comes out looking mighty fine, geez. Words. But yeah, like we could try with hers doing like Neocolor 2 and Inktense, or just Inktense, and we do a couple of layers even. What do you reckon? Let me know. All right, so what I'm doing as well, you'll probably be able to see over here a bit more. Where's my blue tack? I need to stick this. That needs to be stuck again because you're annoying me. I don't like using clips. Drag it off. You can better see there in the corner. Go around like that. Bit more. What you can do, if you want to correct that harsh line and blend it, wipe off, and then you can kind of like use the water to evaporate it and blend it out. Even with this one over here that I didn't do. Bit more. Gee, I like how this is looking. It's so just, yeah, this is fun. I'm having the absolute time of my life. This is why I'm not afraid to experiment in a colour along, because I just have so much fun. Let's grab a bit of that for the bottom. Oh, I haven't done streaky bits over there. Let's grab a little bit. Let's do this one. Blend that out. We'll get some pink in here as well in a sec. We'll just go through with all this colour. Maybe I'll just, because all this will be wet, I'll just get this side done, and I'll just have to swap the colours a million times. Let's use our purple slash gaslit pink. Let's just call it our gaslit purple. Pick it up, same thing. Really richen up those colours. Get a bit more on there. Come on, Jimmy. This is not picking up a whole lot. Sometimes it just seems to wipe it, not actually pick up the pigment. A bit more water on you, how about that? Here we go. Yep. A bit more. Haha. Excellent. More pink. Oh, pink, purple, gaslit purple, whatever you want to call it. What about, I'm going to pick some up again. How about we just like, let's just zhuzh some around up here. Wipe off, blend it out a little bit. Oh, I'm going to pick up stuff, but whatever. Maybe this will work. I'll try not to lift too much colour. Try and blend out some of these crumbs. Yeah, it's nice, isn't it? Okay. Let's grab a little bit more. I need some, like, on the ends. Here we go, that's what we want. There we go. Blend that out a little bit. Ta-da! I feel like I need to, maybe we'll use some yellow. Let's get some pink happening on this thing. Okay, disclaimer, I'm not a painter either. If you're a painter, you're probably like, what are you doing? But yeah. Let's go in with, I'm going to pull out the grass green again. Let's recycle colours that we've already got. We can go in and, oh, a bit too much water, quickly does it. Let's just go in and add that in. Let's get a bit of shadow there. Nice. Oops, got some on my hand. Tis looking lovely. Let's do a bit of a thingy up here. Bit of that one. Great. Let's, can I even, like, there's no way to dissolve this without it just getting a whole heap of water on it. Oh yeah, as I keep saying to myself, I'll keep try and scrape it off. But for now, we could dapple some things. More in there, just anywhere where it's looking a bit boring. Just shimmy some green around the place. How impressionist of us. You know? Cool. Maybe a bit down the bottom here. Okay. What other colour could we add? Maybe. I've never used this one before. Let's try lime green for like the highlights on the lily pads. Let's give that a crack. It's like the bit of a highlight colour. Just like zhuzh it around first, and then we can wipe off, get it in there. It's almost a little bit too, but if we just work it a bit. Yeah, if we just keep working, we can blend that in nicely. Look at that. I like that. It gets my tick of approval. What I like about this too is I'm using colours that I otherwise wouldn't. Because when I do Neocolor 2 backgrounds, I tend to like stick to, you know, maybe 20 main colours. I don't necessarily like lime green backgrounds or like big, bright, grassy stuff. I tend to stick to my apricots or my blues. So this is a really good way to use colours, more of a variety of colours that I wouldn't otherwise pick. Oh, went a bit crazy with that colour there. Let's just mix that in a little bit. I think on the pink, just looking at the pink, I'm a bit like, let's add something to the pink. What could we add? What could we add? That periwinkle blue. That'll look cool. That's a sky blue actually, lol. Periwinkle blue's over here. Let's try sky blue. Because I think that's right in front of me actually. What have I got here? That's sky blue here. So let's try this, sky blue. Let's just get rid of the green that was on my brush. That lime green is seriously That is full on. Let's just, yeah. Yes, that's what we want. I like it. Yep, love it. Let's do some on the top too of these little things. Yeah, great, love it. Yep, I don't even need to, I won't even blend that in, I'll just let it sit there. It looks good, I like it. Let's get another one in the top. Bob's your uncle, we can even just, yeah, a bit more. Cool. Okay, let's grab, I would like a yellow. Where's most of my yellow? Here it is. Yellow. These things. Wow, that is a yellow, isn't it? That is like pure. Let's just mix that. If you can just see me in the top corner, I'm just getting that read. Okay. Let's move down. Hello, Brian. What are we going to do with you? Pretty much was happy with, yeah, because remember I was trying to do a little bit more purple, but scribbling it on didn't work. Let's try this way. If not, I know I said I was going to use pencil, but let's try one more thing. Let's give him a bit of, actually, yes, no, cool. He just needs a little bit of something, like he needs like some pink. This seems to be drying all right. Let's add a little bit on his ear. I need more of it. Without him looking like someone's bitten his ear off. Here we go. Very nice, Brian. You're looking lovely. Let's do some shadows. Wipe off, blend that a bit. Ha! Like it. Over there. Let's switch for a sec. Switch up to orange. Let's give him some orange. And I'm going to sit this pretty close to the pink, I reckon. Give him a bit on his ear as well. We don't have to do the whole lot next to each other, but we could do like a little bit over here. Like try and blend that together. I know this section's kind of supposed to be white, but it didn't turn out like that for me. Sorry that I'm not correct. I mean, he wouldn't have pink on him anyway. I was doomed from the start. All right, so I'm just been working the orange around the edge just to try and get some like shadow and create a bit of contrast. So we could even just keep going. Like so. A bit down there. Looking good, Brian. Okay. Let's leave that for now. I'll see how he's looking later on. So we've got this part of his body to do and this lily pad down here, and that is all stuck. We'll deal with that in a minute. I'll just scrape it off. Okay, let's go back to our dark green in the Neocolor 2. I've got my cloth just sitting down there. Need way more colour. It's looking a little bit watery. Remy's awoken and he's plodding around the house. Let's add a bit to this. Cool, cool. Now for our next colour, which was grass green. And we'll just do the same thing. Bit of that. You know what would be cool? What I've been thinking that maybe maybe I should have considered, but wouldn't have done it for this time, is for stuff like this, wanting to use Derwent Inktense for really, really large areas. Maybe I should have looked into the Inktense blocks. I know it's kind of a double up of colours, but potentially it's something I could look at for future if I'm going to be doing large areas, because I probably would have been able to do it quicker. Because with the blocks, because you just pull straight off the block like I'm doing with this. So you're not like having to draw it on and then activate it. So you're not going over the same area twice. It's probably something that I should consider for future. Okay, let's just grab a bit more grass colour for just some water bits. There's a little bit over there we'll do too. There's kind of not much happening in this corner. So we'll just smush some colour in. That Holbein's done a very good job at what I wanted it to do. Thank you. Right, let's go to our lime green. And I'm just pulling it off the crayon. Still, it's out of shot, sorry. This is kind of the position that I am on the page. It's gonna happen. You've seen me do it enough though to know kind of what I'm doing. So we are all good. Down there. Blend this part in a little bit. Okay, our gaslit pink. Slash purple. It is purple. If you're just listening to me verbally and not looking at the screen. Purple. Let me know in the comments if you have both the Inktense pencils and the blocks. Which do you prefer? Do you use them both the same? Do you use them for different preferences? Let's go sky blue. We're just going to do in that streak. Yeah, I was just thinking about it, and I had a look on Amazon, and they look pretty cheap. Well, not cheap, but for a Derwent product and for what you get, they look pretty cheap-ish. So something like I'll save up for, I reckon. Orange, I've just got, yeah, many priorities. Orange, that is my ice machine making ice, blocks of ice. Okay, one thing I do want to fix up is just here. I need to add a little bit more colour. So let's just go in with indigo blue. And you can see that, yeah, grabbing it off the crayon. And I'll just kind of, I know it looks really thick now, but we'll work it in. Go, bring it up there a little bit, into there, bit of shadow there. It's looking a bit thick here, let's just bring it up. There we go. Kill, kill. Now let's do like this part. I don't think he needs much, to be honest. Maybe a bit of purple. And I'm just thinking where I put this. It could go a little bit down here. Just put it in the shadows. A little bit up here. It doesn't need all that much. Just little bits here and there. And then let's grab some orange, which is the orange. Doesn't have a fancy name. I like it when it's just like orange, yellow. It's easy. It's a little bit hard to see how that's looking because it is wet and I'm getting a reflection. So we'll just do that for now and we can adjust it when it dries if we need to. A little bit of extra orange. Some of the areas is looking pretty good. What we could do, some of these spots might need a bit of work. So we could grab, my options are pretty much like Vandycke brown or sepia simply because I haven't like collected all of them yet. So I'm thinking sepia might be good for the actual black parts. Vandycke brown might be good for the middle. So if I pull out those colours, sepia and Vandycke brown. So let's just grab the sepia first and we'll do some of the black points and see how it looks. That'll help me decide if it's going to go everywhere or just some places. It's nice and vibrant. Oh, vibrant, I don't know, deep. Can you really call brown vibrant? It's a good opportunity to use the browns too. Let's do a bit on the ear. Inside. I feel like we should do them. Because they've lost a bit of richness because we put the yellows over the top, so I'll just fill some of them in. Let's do the eye, there we go. Maybe some of the really tiny ones we could use pencil potentially, but it is nice and quick to fill them in. With the Neos. Nose I'll probably do black pencil. get a bit just down here. And they're like really deepest sections. Okay, I'm going to grab the Vandycke brand now, which is this one. And I'm going to go in the middle of some of those spots, the bigger ones. I can bring these dots back in. Blend that together. Let's do some of them. I don't feel like it's every single dot like on an actual Jaguar. I don't know. Let me just try and pick some of this up. There you go. All right, looking good. Let's move on to this side of the page. So I'm going to shift everything over. And we'll go back with dark green and we'll just do our lily pads. So I've just got my cloth up the top. So you're not going to see me picking the stuff. What do you call this? Crayon. To pull one up there. I could just set it on the right hand side of the page, but it's still a little bit wet, so I won't do that yet. Moving down. Okay, it's getting very like space. Need to maximize my space. Do This one. This kind of looks upside down, this one. Like the shape's like inverted in a way. It's kind of, see how like these ones look very dome-like? This one, that does, but then it looks like it's flipped on that side. It's tripping me out. Or maybe it's just the way I've coloured it. Like that looks like in. It's like inny bit. Yeah. Oh, there's a lot of green there. That's okay. That'll do. I need to go from this side, otherwise I'm gonna put my hands in wet bits. I don't want that. Let's do some shadows in our froggy here. So interesting how blue this dark green looks compared to when you put it on the leaf, which is already green. Kind of putting some extra shadows here because it's underneath the frog. Okay. I think I forgot to activate this one. Oh well, now we are. I need a lot of pigment for this one because I need to try and drag this out. Oh, need more colour. Drag that up a bit. Kind of pepper some in the corner here. Sorry, it might be behind the text. Hopefully you can see a little bit. And we need to do that one too. Probably should have started with the Jaguar. I think I just saw at the top right, I was like, oh yep, there's a lily pad, we'll start there. And then I've done all the lily pads and now I'm going to be trying not to put my hand in wet stuff. Okay, that's the dark green. Now for our grass green. And let's just repeat the same thing. And adding some of the grass green into the water as well. Oh, hello Rem, what a surprise, you're here. Guys, here is Remy taking over the channel. Yeah, I know, pussy. You're bored. Sorry, can't help you there. Oh, I need to put some green up here. I forgot. Let's do like a little bit. Did I do? No, I didn't. Losing track of what I have done. What have you done? Alrighty. Moving down. Yep. Getting it all over me as usual. Just emphasize some of this green here again. Blend it out a bit. I don't need it to be too prominent. Join it up a little bit here. See how we go with that. I don't think Mr. Froggy will be green because he's sitting on a green leaf pad. I mean, he could be. He could be whatever colour you want. Maybe I've got maybe some orange. Okay, lots of pigment for our last froggy. Wow, lily pad, I suppose, you know, is related to a frog. Bit of that. Didn't fix that up. There we go. last little bits. There's one over here. Bit of green down here. Okay, time for our lime green. Which is that one there. A bit more of that. Okay, that's the green colour done. Now for our purple. And we'll go in and spice up these pink sections in the lily pads and also add some to Brian. He needs a bit of zhuzhing. Let's actually get way more on there. There we go. While we're here, let's Mr. Frog. We can give him some highlights with some white pencil. Let's just put it over. Blend it a little bit with the green. Not much, just a little bit. And we can go back in with some pencil and zhuzh him up a little bit there. Okay, I'm thinking just a bit here. So this is where I put the pink last time and it didn't really work because I used a technique that probably wasn't the best. So let's go ahead and a bit more of that up to the side of his tail. We could just add like a bit on the back. So I'll just grab a bit off camera so I don't splodge it everywhere, but arguably if I splodge it, it might actually, you know, add to the effect. But let's not. Okay, drag that over. There we go. And we might just continue it so it doesn't look like it's just lopped off there in the spine. And while we're here, let's that dragonfly, I can do a bit of pink base and then we'll go over the top with black. Bit more. You need a bit more, Brian. There you go, son. Good job. Blend that in a bit. I think he's looking pretty good. I don't know if we need too much more. Maybe a little bit here. Yeah, good decision. Just accentuate that arm a little bit. Leg, whatever you call them. Limb. Up there. Okay, pink is done for everywhere. Now let's pull up our orange. And I'll pop this in a few more spots. Even just do like a little bit on our reeds here. And let's just add a bit back to that. There we go. Do more colour. I don't think we need too much shading here. There's kind of already enough, potentially. We could go in and add a bit more when we grab the sepia in just a sec. Blend that in with a bit of pink. Could have actually like just done sleek lines and he would have looked a bit wet, but I don't know, probably not the texture that I'm after. And a bit more here as well. Okay, other than it's just that top reed, we'll add a bit of maybe even just the bottom here as well, and I'll put some kind of colour in that. Don't know yet. Bit of spots on the frog. We can go through with some gel pen actually. Fix all that up. Let's go for some brown. Let's go back to our sepia and do some stuff on the spots. While we're here, let's stop a little bit around while we're here. Blend it in. We could even just, I could even just go for a smattering around here. Blend it out. How's that looking? Pretty good. Pretty good. For my ability anyway. I'm happy with it. It's all relative. I'm sure that all the famous painters are probably turning in their graves, which is fair, fair. Look, I'll take it. I'll take it. Let's do some up in the tail. I think we're pretty good for this colour. Apart from just here, I'll just seam on this side. For The more you look, the more you see. Okay, I think it's looking pretty filled in terms of sepia. Let's grab the Vandycke brown. And I'm just going to fill in some of these little spots. Yeah, like I was saying, I don't know if it's like every spot on an actual Jaguar. That might be all the brown. Yes. Okay. I actually think that's it for the Neocolor 2 work, which is awesome. So I've got some nice bits and pieces going on. Now I just have a little bit of pencil work and some embellishments to go. So, and I want to do some shading. So let's just do a little bit of shading underneath the lily pads, and I'm going to go for a green. So let's go for a Holbein fir green, OP288. I'll see how this goes. If I need to use a harder pencil, I will. No, this is fine. Pretty much, oh, you can't even see that, sorry. It's going under it like so, just a little bit of shadow. You can kind of, yeah, a little bit of wax is reflecting off it, but that's fine. Try not to get my hand in the wet Neocolor. This is just to add a little bit of depth. Oh, we forgot our periwinkle, not periwinkle, sky blue. We'll get to that. I'll finish this because I'll forget. Down there. So I'm pretty much just applying this where Kerby's done the shading. I'm not doing it, I'm just doing it around, yeah, like the bottom. Not doing it around the whole pad. Doesn't need it. Like so. Could even just do a little bit. Okay, so while I'm thinking about it, let's grab the sky blue out and just add those bubbities, streaky bits. I know this will be in the this is in the pencil chapter, but yeah, we'll be fine. We need a bit of purple accent in, I think. Adds to the very psychedelic river that Brian seems to be walking in. Taking a trip. Okay. That's the purple. Moving back to our colour pencil, let's go with a Polychromos Black 199, and I need to just fix up his nose. We'll get that sorted. Bit in there. Bit around the eyes. The mouth down there. Probably could take this out a bit further actually. I don't feel like he needs any enhancement really. The dragonfly needs a bit of black. So that's dark enough, dry enough, sorry. Let's just, I'm just going to do the right hand side of it because it's like the shadow. And then the wings will do white, I think. Very good. I could do a little bit of shadow under the frog. Okay, that's that colour. Now let's, what have I got here? I've got magenta in the Holbeins, OP449. And Mr. Frog could do with some colour, just a little bit of shading around some of the edges. Just a bit under there. And we could just tweak the little flower bobbida bubbities. I think they're pretty good. So I'll pop that one away. I think now I just want to get some brown. Let's go Cocoa OP098. This is a Holbein again. And just the edges of these reeds, let's just see if I can scratch that over the Neocolor. Oh, I don't think I did any yellow. Oh well. They can be yellow over the other side and brown over this side, that's fine. I don't think it's much of a difference anyway. Let's do a bit of brown down here. And a little bit, I didn't want to fill this in with the Neocolor because it would have been a bit too bright, whereas that's kind of a good happy medium. And that one's pink, but we'll just do the very tips. Looking good there. This one down here. Just go over, fill that over. And what next? I think we might be up to embellishments. So, what have we got? Let's do, what first? Let's grab a Tooly Art white paint pen. And I'll show you in a minute. I'm just shaking it up. This one here in the Essential Set 00. And let's cover up these wings because we're going to put glitter on them. Surprise, surprise. I might leave them translucent apart from that back one because there was shading to cover up, but let's leave it like that. And I wouldn't mind just doing a little bit of highlights on the top of these lilies. It kind of gives it a bit of a vibe. Now I'm looking for these little spots that I coloured over because I want them coloured in white because I'll be putting glitter on those. And we could even go through, just add a bit of white on some of the lily pads there. White accents go a long way. And if we wanted to too, we can even, you could even add some to the water like that. So lots of different options. Colour in some bubbles, which is kind of fun in the water itself. So I'll just go through and even arguably you could use an ivory colour, but let's just do all our highlights in white. Go through like so. Just adds to that. I'm just being very like, not rough, but just whimsical with it. I'm not really after precision. I just want to throw some paint around. Edge of the ears. Give it a shake. Let's put some of the tips here. Like so. Just a froggy. Add some white spots. Have some on your legs, mate. Got any spots anywhere else? Let's add some down here. Big splotch here. And it's running out. Shake it again. Arguably, there seems to be like less spots on this side than the other side. Let's do this water. Let's fill that in with some nice highlight. Bit on these. Oh, I'm shaky, but it kind of adds to the vibe. Let's do a little bit on his nose. Like so. Right, let's do, that's the white done. What could we add? Let's try Uniball Signo, sparkling in green. Let's go along and do a random line here and there. I'm going to try and hook it up with the darker green stripes that are kind of happening if I can. And I just went over that dot. Oh well. Now, if you don't have the Signo Sparkling, you could use Stardust, the Pentel Dual Metallics, any like green sparkle that you have will do the trick. Bit over there. Okay, next I want to add, now these you probably won't have. These are from JournalSay. They're a metallic glitter brush and they've got like a blue dye with glitter over the top. So just use a gel pen, but I just pulled these out and decided that I wanted to use them. So what I'm thinking of trying is just adding some glitter lines in. Kind of like that, you can see that there. I don't need heaps, I just want a few up the top. Kind of just adds a little bit, a tiny bit of something. But yeah, just grab whatever you have. Yeah, I mean, unless you shop at JournalSay as well. If you want to, I have a discount code. It's there in the description. And I often do a few videos on it when I do a shop, so you might have seen it already. But yeah, we're just adding to the just the, you know, like the last 1%ers. It's the 1%ers that make it, hey. Bit up here. And a bit over here. Now, I've got the same in pink. So again, just use a glittery gel pen. And I kind of just want to do a bit of on the pink sections of the lily pad. You can go over the, what do you call it? The sky blue. You can go next to it. I'm kind of changing it up. Okay, I think one of the very final things I want to do before I spray it with sparkle is, of course, the Extreme Glitter by Folk Art in hologram. Let's do more water sparkly bits. I'm just going to dip a paintbrush in. And we definitely need some on Old Mate's wings. And we need some on all the white little splodges. I could also have some in some of the trails, and this brush has just seen better days. Add it in some of the trails. It'll dry clear, it won't dry white, but no doubt you've seen me use this a million times, so you understand how it all works. Let's do a big bit up there. I've been quite random with it, obviously. Could even follow some lines around if you want to. Bit of that. Where else? Let's do a couple there. Splodge in the bottom left corner. Going around and filling in all the gaps and stuff. Just use whatever embellishments you have. You don't have to have exactly what I have. You might want to be a bit more precise with how all this is laying out. It doesn't have to be as random as mine is. Okay. Now I think we're going to do some sparkle. He's looking really good. Brian, you've outdone yourself. You look fantastic, my bro. Okay, let's get some paper behind all of that before we spray. Oh, it's looking so bright and vibrant. I love it. So we're going to grab sparkle. Again, use any sparkle. We don't even have to do this if you don't like it. Paper is as far away as I can get it because this stuff does spread. And I'll just give it 1, 2, maybe another one over here. Up there, in the middle, like down there. I'm trying to aim for the water and not Brian, but he is going to be sparkly. And do I need any more? A bit more up the top there. One more there. One more in the corner. And I think that will do. So I will let that dry a little bit. And there we have it, guys, our double page spread complete, only using a very small selection of pencils and the rest water soluble mediums. I will get the sparkle came out, but what we can see here, it's kind of showing. Yeah, the sparkle is kind of there. Let's go to the sparkle cam and just see how sparkly this really is. So here's this side. Half the glue is still drying. Here's the other side. It's actually very hard to hold a book open with one hand. You get the picture. It is just as sparkly. There's a good angle there. Guys, I had so much fun colouring this today. Thank you so much for joining me for hopefully part 1 and part 2. If you recreate this, don't forget to tag me and share it over on Instagram. If you like this video, don't forget to like, share it, subscribe, all of that stuff. It goes a long way to help the channel. I feel like I've got some new techniques unlocked. Hey, so I'm looking forward to using the Neocolor 2s more in future. So I will see you in the next video. Keep your eyes peeled for it. Bye-bye.